Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So today is Saturday. I was thinking yesterday all day was Thursday, but this is becoming my favorite breakfast. The only thing I'm missing is the hollandaise sauce. I should have done it, but anyway, so ham. I did the potato, shredded, put salt and pepper, fried it, and something different, strawberry with a little bit of, they're bitter, they're small and they're bitter, a little bit of sugar and egg over medium. I like that cut with the yolk coming out. So I spent the whole day yesterday just fixing up my resume and application letter. Because depending on the job that I'm applying for, you can't use just one basic, you know what I mean? Different jobs want you to have qualifications in different area. I'm just going for admin and reception. I'm not going work my ass off for a minimum wage job. No. I'll just do reception. After that, answer a phone call and a little bit of typing and whatever, you know. That pays a little bit more. I don't want administrative where you gotta do this and that. I just want reception. That entry would be nice too, but there's not a whole lot of that. A lot of jobs in Edmonton, but I really don't want to move to Edmonton. I could travel and then move before winter. I could do that, travel by the bus and the LRT, but take me about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours back and forth to work. I would have to do it for a couple months, you know, at least an hour and a half. Well, I don't know. I'll see if I could get something up there in this queue. Bus goes right up there. On demand. Hot. I want a 9 to 5, 8 to 4. I don't want to be out there in the dark, and I don't want to work weekends. There's no bus. So I'm just gonna shoot for 9 to 5. Yeah. Monday. Up and at 'em. I'm gonna go to the library. If it's not rain. They're saying about rain. Might not have been Monday, it might have been Tuesday. Rain last night, thunder and lightning. Cooled it down a lot. That's why I'm wearing a shirt like this. Not a sleeveless, but I like to get some paper copies of my resume, you know? Because I have one up in this queue. No, they wanted you to send it in, but they were another one that you could drop it in. I like dropping it in. Then they can put a face to a resume. That was the old school way. You want a job, you go in. So if they say you can drop it in, I'm dropping it in. I'm not just doing electronic, I'm just going right in. That's what I did over there. Haven't heard from them, but it's still, there's 3 jobs. They just opened that daycare, so. The owner, the woman, she was at the desk. There were nobody else there. There are kids, you could hear in the background. I'll do whatever. I'll just do the reception. There's data entry, reception, and office manager. I don't want to be a supervisor, manager, anything like that. And that's a lot of responsibility and they don't get paid enough. They expect, I don't want that. Some people like to be supervisor, no. Some people are supervisors and shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. They're not a people person and they're just not set out to be. I'm not going to talk about my old job because that's, but there's a lot of, like when I was doing that project there, had that girl running around like crazy. Just because she started it, I finished it and I did it right. But she was doing holy dang. It would take 3 years to do. The project was it was provincial and it was term. So it was 1 year less a day. And then when she had to go to the hospital, she only stayed in there like 2-3 days. Got her appendix, she was so paranoid. When I was leaving the hospital, she said, I guess you're a supervisor now. Because I had the kids there that was working on a project with me, the students, for the summer. Like, no big deal. No big deal. That supervisor, so-called job, supervised over me. I ended up just taking over and not listening to her, do it my way. And it got done right. It wasn't as complicated as what she was trying to make it appear. She just didn't want to do it. That's why they hired. She had the idea through her husband because he was IT. She started it and it was too overwhelming for her. She volunteered for another project. And then she said she couldn't do that one. Oh my God, these are bitter. Oh, they're the little ones. We got quite a bit for $3 at No Frills. Not the big strawberry. Wow. Man, they're bitter. I put sugar on them. So the 24th, I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but Rose's supposed to come down. Ian be back from New Brunswick. He works all this weekend and he goes on Monday to New Brunswick, so yesterday, he emptied his man cave and put it in the corner of so he can watch his own TV and that. So that room is cleared out. I think I mentioned it, Jenny and her friend. I'll give her things, I don't care. Like the air fryer, stuff like that, you know. But I'm keeping all my deal. I'm keeping all that because you never know. You never know. I might end up finding a job in Edmonton and move into Edmonton, just stay with the pond a couple months, you know. You never know. Everything happened for a reason. I'm gonna think. I'm just gonna do, and whatever comes, then it's meant to be. You know what I'm saying? I apply for a job, and if I get that job, then it's meant to be. That I left that. It was so stressful. So stressful. Today, 3rd, would have been 6 years today. 6 years. Happy anniversary, eh? Wonder why they didn't get rid of me on the 3rd. Because this weekend. But anyway. Anywho. Yeah. I suggested too when I got robbed, there's like a window. They could have, like they do all over the place. Convenience stores, they either got 2 people, if not, like the Shell over there, I don't know how many times they got robbed. That window, they could come, pay their gas, go. Or they could go in, and then you got the door locked, go back out, or before they go in, you must buy tokens after 7 at the window. Because you can, and I suggest that. And it was to the owner's daughter and the supervisor. It'd be too easy. Have your door locked. Both of them. All I had to do was put a window with a secure big. How much would that cost? That window has to be changed anyway. It's all bent and glass. When they stole the ATM machine out of there, tore up that old window. Frame is all crooked and all the other service stations and everything's doing it. They've been doing it in Montreal for a long time. They got a budget in or Shell up here was robbed a few times. You have to, certain time you got to get buzzed in, but then because they're open 24/7, so after 9 or 10 o'clock you got to go to the window. Too easy to do. But anyway, so I'm gonna work around today on my resume and letter back. Yeah. My resume is pretty much for every job, like reception or whatever. The resume's good, but the application letter, I got a template, and then if I see something, then what I'm gonna do is see a job, then put in my filler, like fill in what they're looking for into the letter. And then when I send an email, I'll just copy and paste it over, attach the resume, see? Yeah. When I drop one off in person, I usually just do the resume. I don't do an application letter. They see me, I can open that window. I got my computer here, my laptop. It's so old, but I'm just using MS Doc and that's it, and Outlook. Not even Outlook, I use my Gmail. If I had a brand new laptop, I would get Office 360. And I would keep it, when they update it in 2-3 years, I would just keep the 360 until it was really, but that's okay. Google Doc, and they got Google Sheets, but I mean, that's like an Excel, right? I don't need that. And Gmail, well, that's part of the group. Yeah, I had Hotmail for a long time. I don't know where. I don't know the password. Head out. Hotmail, and then it went to Gmail. Anyway, so that's about it. It's not like I don't need advanced Word and Excel or whatever to be a receptionist, And I can always YouTube or Google anything that I don't know. But I did see a lot of them, a few of them, they wanted you to have the Office 360, so I went and watched a couple of YouTube videos on it. Just a way that Microsoft to make more money, that's what it is. Because, I mean, you still got Works, you still got Docs, you still have just a couple other things, that you can share, and newsletters, and I've seen a few. Those were the big administrative jobs, or executive, or I don't want one of them. I don't want one of them. I just want a plain old reception job to sit at the desk and answer a phone, file, order office supplies, and electronic mail. I know Outlook. Check messages, and sometimes have to scan a document and put it on file or whatever, printing, and just simple stuff, office stuff. You don't need much of an education for that. Something that a starter could do. And I'm an ender. A starter or an ender. Someone who just starting out. And someone who it's going to be ending. Yeah. That's all I want. I don't want a bunch of projects and a bunch of duties and a bunch of... You're at the reception desk, you get a few of them sometimes there. They'll throw things at you, you know, but I think you're there, you should be doing for them, and you might have 10 or 15 people in the office, you know. You gotta wait your turn, buddy. You get one of them, but anywho, and everything has to be done right now, you know. That's the only thing I don't like. I can prioritize my work, but if I'm working on a project, someone come and say this has to be, I look at its rank for one thing, and another thing, if they're both the same, then I go over to Buddy and I say, how soon do you want this? Because this is going to take a while, and I just had a project on to my desk and it needs to be done ASAP. Can this wait a while? Let him go talk to Buddy. Because if he sees it and sees that it don't have to be done ASAP and his is more, let him have a little, say, hey, she got to finish my project first. Because I'll tell him I'm working on a project. And he'd be saying, oh, that can be put aside. Mine comes first, da da da. If he's the boss, well, of course. But if he's not the boss, no. Because then he expects you to jump for him all the time. You know what I'm saying? No. I find out, but if it has to be done right away, then I will tell Buddy, I have to put yours aside because this is very important. And if it isn't, and he lied, there, you're not going to lie to me all the time. Here, this got to be done. Here, this got to be done. Mine's more important, and they're both, you know what I mean? If he's a boss, okay, I'll do it. I'll just say the boss told me that I have to get this done, so yours is on hold a little bit. If they don't like it, go talk to the boss. But I let them know so that they don't come and say, why isn't that done yet? I say, I'll say, Mr. So-and-so just gave me a project and it has to be done. He said ASAP. So yours is on hold. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that I don't like working, because you're right there at reception and they think they can just throw it and everything got to be done now. That's the only thing, but I handle that. It's not letting anybody out, I'm just letting them know that it's going to be on hold, your project, because I have something. That's prioritizing work, right? You know? And I always have a to-do list and I have it down. And if I have to go and put something ahead of what's supposed to be next. But it just, that way there, it just makes things simple and they know they can't throw things at you. One time this guy did that. He just came out of the air. I don't even know. I think he worked upstairs. They got a receptionist up there. He comes down and wants me. She's probably busy. And he must bug her all the time. So he says, I got to find another one that I can, you know what I mean? He's upstairs or downstairs. He's somewhere, but he's not on my floor. So I'm sitting there. And I'm doing a project. And this project is important. He comes down. This got to be done ASAP. You do this, and I looked at him, and he seen my desk was right full of stuff, like files. And And I said, excuse me. I said, I'm doing a project that has to be done. I was nice. I said, because he said it got to be done ASAP. And I'm like, well, maybe you can find someone that's not doing a project that can get that done ASAP, but this is an ASAP too. So if you can wait until I'm done this one, and I'll start on that one. I was nice to him. I said, or Mr. Blah Blah, he wasn't a boss, but he was up there. You know what I mean? Like, I said, if you want to talk to him and tell him that you want your project done and for me to stop his, I'll do it. But he told me yesterday, this got to be done tomorrow. He gave me a couple days to do it. After tomorrow, I'll do your project. Oh, he picked up his thing and never, no. Because he wasn't going to say nothing. He never asked me to do anything. He stayed on his floor after that. But if he would have said, okay, tomorrow, whenever you're done that, and then afterwards, I would give it to him because I don't think it was that important. And when I give it to him, I'd say, no problem, but next time, just check to see if I'm busy, ask me. Because I might be working on something that's an ongoing project and that can wait, you know? That's what I would have said to him. But just putting it on my desk. And I got my stuff in order, and, you know, I think he was doing a seminar, and I had to put all the things together because this one put some and that, and I couldn't get it mixed up because he's going to be up there and everybody's going to have, I think there were 20 of them, everyone was going to have a copy, and it would make him, if they were mixed up, and everything had to be in order. And I got this guy. I'm like, if he would have moved a page, I would have, you know, just flung the box. And this got to be done, this got to be done. And I'm looking at him. I never even seen him in the lunchroom. Don't know who he is. Never seen him. I think I might have seen him use our photocopier downstairs. He's probably busy, and, you know, one of them ones. Everybody use a microwave. He'd come down, he'd find a microwave somewhere else. But he laughed. I don't know if he liked it or not, but too bad. Too bad. Because there are ongoing projects that you find yourself that needs to be done, but, you know, if I was working on one of them, I'd say sure. But I can't have it done in an hour, be realistic. But that's the only part of reception I don't like, is because you're in the middle and they throw everything at you. But you just deal with them people. They're entitled, and they're more important than everybody else. If you're the boss, yeah. If you're a supervisor, yeah. But if you're just Joe Blow, no. When you become supervisor, then you're top priority in my book. When something needs to be done, it needs to be done with them. I never ever had a problem with a boss coming and saying this got to be done, and it don't have to be done right away. Just work on it, they will say, you know. But if it's important, of course, they're going to say, I need it. And you know they need it because they're either going to a seminar or you know their schedule because you're a receptionist, right? If it's part of that, then you know. This agenda has to be typed up ASAP. They're leaving in a couple hours. Well, of course they're going to do it. Everything's going to be they need their artillery, you know. Itinerary. Oh, I think I said it right the first time. Anyway, yeah. So that's about it. Took a lot of job strategy courses and how to build a resume and how to build an application letter and how to never put duties, always put responsibilities. It sounds better. Always thank them for their time and consideration. On the cover letter or application letter, cover letter, same thing. Now you don't say dear sir / madam. I notice all the sample ones because I look at sample. It's dear hiring manager. It's not used to be served as, I suppose, with the they, his and she and all that. You can't say that anymore. Yeah, dear hiring manager. Something like that, I forget, but I put it in my letter. Because we always put dear sir / madam. Because of the pronouns, right? Never thought of that. I was wondering, for years it was sir / madam. Anyway, you gotta go with the flow. So I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna upload this, have a cigarette, and I'll just play around a little bit. There's not gonna be a whole lot of postings today. Monday though, I gotta go to the library and get a couple printed out, so if they say can walk it in, I'm walking it in. Still old school. Anyhow, yes, it's chilly out. It rained. It's only supposed to be like plus 20, feel like 23, 24 today. So you guys all have a good day and stay safe, and it's cigarette time.